Yo, let's go. We're streaming live. Let's get Instagram inside. We're gonna just get Instagram inside, guys. You know how this goes. 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 Okay. Let's do this quickly. Da-da-da-da-da. Yes, Chlo, I can see you. I can see you. I can see you. Cam. Okay. Give me a second. Let's get Instagram in here. What's going on? Let's get Insta in here real quick. Let them know what's going on. I can see you. I can see you, Chlo. That's good. Just make sure you have your camera and your audio on. I'm gonna quickly get Instagram inside. Let them know what's going on. Looking forward to tonight's live stream. Big up, Chlo, for coming through. I see you. I see you. Let's do this right now. So we're going to be having a discussion tonight with Chloe. Big up, Chloe. Guys, like the video. So that's the first thing you do. Like the video, like the video. Please like the stream. It's quite easy. It's very easy. Please like the stream. Like the stream. It doesn't cost you anything. Please like the stream. It's quite important, please. I'd appreciate if you could do that. If you can like the stream. Thank you very much. Turn on notifications so you never ever miss an upload. That lets you know whenever I upload. So if for any reason you miss it, or you won't miss it when you see that, so make sure you do that, please, because that's very important. It's very, very important. It's very important. So make sure you do that. It's one of the most important things you can do. I'd appreciate if you could do that for me. Thank you. What am I looking for? Oh, where's that picture of us? Where is it? I've got a picture of me and you. Oh, I've got a picture of me and you. Where? There, that's the picture. Let me quickly slap down Instagram now. Live on YouTube with Indigo Girl. Shout out to Chloe, man. We're about to go in. We're about to go in. Big up, Chloe. We're about to go in. Indigo Girl. Let's let people know. And we're going to be discussing some stuff. I liked her mentality because I met her on the Sinners podcast. And you know what? I like, Sinners podcast, man. I don't just like Sinners podcast. I got love for Sinners podcast. And that's where I met her. And it was mad because if you remember that show, go check out the last Sinners show I was on. This was it the Smoke Reignited show? Go check that out, because make sure you go check that show out, because that's where I met her and that's where it kind of kicked off. And it's mad because I would have preferred if I was if I got there a bit earlier, because I would have got to join in with some of the conversations I saw her getting on. But watching it back, when I got to watch it back, I saw she had a position on OF and and just like traditional values, relationships, a lot of the values that I speak about, and I could see that she was going at it with the girls, and she was kind of outnumbered. And Spray was doing his thing on the button, so it was kind of different. But she was kind of outnumbered because she was in a room full of OF girls, and they also had Leah Darby, who was like, obviously, you know what she's done, and she was a sex therapist for them as well. So they had her on the show, and it was like, when I looked at it back now, I could just see that raw. She was kind of like, I don't know, she was kind of not out of her depths, but she was kind of by herself in it. So it was quite interesting that like when I've got in there, I had my own mission when I got in there. You guys already know you guys already know what I came for. Pause, no diddy. But I had my own mission there. So obviously when I've gone there, on my own mission, like I have not really listened to what she's saying. Like I didn't even get a chance. I went straight in with my receipts. But they tried to hit your boy with a cease and desist. Oh, listen. And even when I met her that day, as we'll talk about it as well. Like she was just, I was in my zone, and she was like, "Oh, I really want to have a conversation with you." I didn't get a conversation, and I was saying to her, "Oh yeah, we'll get that conversation." And 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 yeah, and basically she went on to cancel culture after, which is the other podcast in Brum. She went on there, and that came out today at 6 p.m. today, and I watched it. She was by herself as well. I kind of felt a little bit bad for her because I was like, wait, you're just by yourself with two men, like the host and just you by yourself. Like I kind of felt a little bit bad for her. But she handled it. She handled her own. So we're definitely going to speak about some of that as well. And you'll see the title is it's ban OnlyFans. I'll let you explain it to her. Let her explain to you what she does. But she does work in construction. I know women in construction, right? Wow, I know, right? She does work in construction. So we're gonna definitely talk about that. So that's why I wanted to have it on here because you guys always say, "Oh, you always have OF girls, OnlyFans girls. You always have baby mamas." But what about the real women? What about the working women? What about them? What about them? Okay. I listen. Don't say I don't listen. I do listen, and I've got you one. I've got you one here. Okay. She's not an OF girl. Okay. She's not. Okay. You happy for one night? You cool? Yeah. All right. Don't say I don't do nothing for you. So that's what we're gonna do. So, guys, like the video, please like the video before we even start. Please like the video. I can't start till everyone likes the video. So can everyone that's in the chat right now please like the video? And then once you do, I'll be able to start, but I can't do it till you do. Okay? All right. So I need everyone to like the video. Okay. That's what I need. Everybody to like the video. If you're on the chat, please show yourself. What we're about to do, we're about to go and get our guests onto the chat. Just make sure you like the video, guys. If you want to support the channel, I appreciate all the donations. Everyone that supports the channel, it helps us to keep cooking. It helps us to keep going, and it just shows that you appreciate what we're doing. If you've been in here a few times, you've been here over 3 times, then yo, what are you playing at? You better hit that super chat button and donate to the channel, okay? And turn on notification bell so you never ever miss an upload because I'm uploading all the time. I'm going live. We try to go live at least 4 or 5 times a week, but sometimes we go a little bit over as well. Okay, sometimes we go a little over as well, and we do that. You know how we go over? We go over because we do that for you guys. All right, we go over because we do that for you guys. Sometimes we go a little bit over, so we do that for you guys. Okay, so Chloe, please make sure you got your camera facing on. You got your audio on. You got your light facing at you. Let you know you're ready. Okay, and then I reckon. Are you guys ready? I don't know if you guys are ready, man. Are you really ready? I feel like she's ready, but are you ready? I feel like she's ready, but are you ready? Okay? I feel like she's ready, but are you? I feel like you're ready. Like the video, please, guys, and let's get active.
In the room.
Hello, Chlo.
You okay?
Right.
Good.
I'm all right. You good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. Hold on 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for joining the stream.
No worries.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. I know it's a bit of a last minute as well. Guys, everyone that's in the chat, please like the video. We're just getting Instagram. So everyone that's on Instagram, we're currently streaming live on YouTube. If you want to see what's going on, then you need to jump on the YouTube, hit the red circle, search Mynameischyna, and then we shall get straight into it. So ban OnlyFans, working construction. You like the title? Do
eh?
you like the title? You like the title? What do you think?
I do. Look, not for OnlyFans, but the banning thing, I could ruffle some feathers saying that, eh?
I know you could. Don't worry, she didn't say it, I said it. But I like the title. So, Chlo, introduce yourself, please. Tell everyone who you are.
Chloe Lawless, work in construction.
Chloe Lawless. Why
Lawless.
That lawless, like no law, like you break the law.
I know, it's a sick surname, isn't it?
I can't lie. It's giving OnlyFans name. It's a sick Chloe Lawless.
Don't say that.
That's like a stripper's name. I'm not being rude.
No, but it's not though, is it?
Chloe Lawless. I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying that's like if a girl said to you, "Oh, my name's Chloe Lawless," I'll be like, "What? Law? You break the law?" Carry on.
But yeah, 30 years old, from Essex.
From Essex. I can hear it. Essex girl, you alright?
Yeah, my accent is quite strong. My accent is strong, definitely.
Yeah, it's strong. It's very strong. It's deep Essex. You know what I mean? Fucking hell, you know what I mean?
I don't talk like that though, do I? Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. Cool, man. So yeah, carry on. So tell us a bit more about yourself.
So I work in a sales role. Basically, I've just moved to a new company, but I basically sell asbestos services, so asbestos removal.
Okay, I was gonna be like, wait, I swear asbestos is like poisonous and they get.
Yeah, it is, but I'm just on the client side, so I basically just meet with the clients and sell the service of the asbestos removals and win contracts. So I've been in sales for about 3 years. I was in sales working for a skip company before, which absolutely smashed it. I've done 2.7 million for the company last year, my first year. Okay. So it just shows that, you know, if you've got a passion for something, you can go out there and you can earn very decent money without being on OnlyFans.
How did you get a little slap?
dig?
Just a little dig. Don't worry. How did you get into construction?
So I've definitely had a few jobs over the years, like receptionist jobs and things like that. And then my first role in, I would say, construction would be recruitment. So I was in recruitment for like 4 years, and that job wasn't actually for me because it's very much managing people are unreliable. So it's quite a hard role to be involved with. But I think as far as it goes with women in construction, as long as you can back yourself in that industry, then you do really well. But you have got to be a certain type of person.
Okay. So
it definitely had its challenges over the years, I think, because it's a very male-dominant industry. The men don't always take it seriously. And this is what I was saying earlier in the other podcast that I was in Cancel Culture. It's all well and good getting through the door, because really you can get the meetings because a man would much rather meet with a woman, right? Let's be real.
I don't know. Tell me. You tell me. Would a man much rather meet with a woman than business? You tell me.
100%. Okay. And I think.
Why do you think that is?
Because I think we're animals essentially, and men and women, by nature, we'd rather be talking to the opposite sex. But I think men are very different to women, and their thought process isn't how they think about things. They don't always think with their head. Whereas I believe that women do. So it's.
So do you believe you benefit? Do you believe you benefit from being a woman in the construction? At the same time, yes, obviously it's hard in the construction industry to be a woman, but do you believe being a woman and the way you look benefits you then?
Yeah, I really do. I believe it benefits you getting through the door to actually meet with clients.
Why?
Because of how you look, they'll give you the meeting. But if you go into
how do you look?
Well, if you're an attractive person, or even if you're just a woman, actually, if you're just a woman.
Oh, okay, no, I'm just
having a conversation.
Yeah, I'm just saying. She's like, when you're an attractive person, you're an attractive person, and then she's like, when you're a woman.
Yeah.
So as long as you're a woman, you're right.
I think it's hard, isn't it? I think there's a grey area. I would definitely say in a sales environment or recruitment, as a woman in construction, you are going to get through the door a lot easier than a salesman. I don't think a lot of these guys are like Jack the Lad, and I think that people just don't want to entertain that. Whereas you'll entertain a conversation with a woman, I believe, from experience even, you know. But leading on from that, if you go into a meeting and you don't have the knowledge within the industry and know what you're talking about, then you're not going to get another meeting and they're not going to give you the work. So it's very much knowing what you're selling.
Yeah. Looks can get you through the door, but it's not going to keep you there.
Yeah, exactly that. Definitely.
Okay, cool. All right, no, that's respectful. Relationship.
Yeah. Am I in a relationship?
Yeah. Relationship.
Yes, I am. It's a new relationship.
New relationship.
Yeah, but I've known.
How long? How long?
3 months.
3 months?
I've known him 7 years.
Wait, hold on a second. Because the way you was talking, no, actually, because I follow you and you guys look super in love, but it makes sense now. It's 3 months. No disrespect. Let me not be that guy. Actually,
no, don't be that guy.
Let me not be that guy. But what I will say to you, is you said how long you known him for?
Nearly 7 years.
You known him for 7 years, and you started going out with him 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Did you know you liked you, or did he just like you just out of the blue?
So it's a bit of a complex situation because we've always been really good friends. When I look back now.
So you had him in the friend zone for 7 years?
Yeah, but there's a big reason to why he was in the friend zone and why we wouldn't have worked. So look, there's a big reason for this. So the reality is, like, me and him both worked with each other when we was in recruitment.
Yeah.
But he had a bad relationship with alcohol and drugs for a long time.
Okay.
So he's recently gone into recovery. So he's been in recovery for 8 months.
Big him up for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, smashed it, and he'll continue to do so. Like, he's awakened differently now, you know, like he sees things very differently to what he did. But it wouldn't have worked because he couldn't give me the love that he would want to give me because he couldn't give it to himself even.
Okay.
So we've always been good friends, but it just wouldn't have worked on a romantic level because he couldn't give himself what he needed. You know what I mean?
So what happened? So what? He cleaned himself up, and then what? And then.
So I've like I said, I've been good friends with him a long time. So I went to his 3-month meeting.
Yeah.
As a friend though, and basically from that, we obviously have always spoke. Like, we've always been in contact, but not like regularly. So it was like month to month. And then I have had a rocky road last year, with men and relationships.
What happened?
It's just been an absolute shit shambles.
It
really has. So
what you can't say to me, you can't say I had a shit show. You give me you don't have to tell me deep that, but just give me.
I'll just tell you on surface.
Yeah.
So I've always attracted people that have got addiction problems. And that very much stems from, I believe, like, I've been in therapy for many years. I'm not now, but I was. I think it stems from.
So what was you in therapy for? What, like, you don't have to tell, but what led you to go to therapy?
Just because of my past traumas from growing up as a child. So my mum's in active addiction, and she has been for the past 15 to 20 years.
I was going to say, because we didn't get that. Normally, I do it a few different ways, but sometimes we go back and then we go forward. Sometimes we go forward, then we go back.
My ADHD.
So before we can get to your your partner, current partner that you had, I just discovered that you grew up in a home where your mum was addicted, right, to alcohol.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in a 2-parent home?
No, so they split up when I was 2.
So you grew up by your mum. Did you have a stepfather figure?
Yeah, so I lived with my mum until I was 10, and that was my mum and my stepdad. Now looking back in hindsight, my relationship with my stepdad was quite dysfunctional. I looked up to him very much, but the ways that he treated me wasn't really acceptable at all.
Did they have kids, other kids?
Yeah, so I've got 3 siblings, that side. And then I've got 3 siblings my dad's side.
Okay. Did you feel as if that you was the outsider because the rest of them were all siblings and you was like, oh, is that?
No, so I've always looked at all of my siblings as though they're like full anyway. Like that's never been a fault. But my mum was getting heavily into her addictions. My stepdad at the time was also slowly verging into that as well. And he was constantly having affairs, and it was a very toxic environment to be around. So it was quite damaging for me and my 3 siblings that side. Like we're all paying the price in different ways now.
You said you at 10 years old. Where did you go to at 10?
So I went to my dad's at 10 years old.
Okay.
It's really hard to like track back to all of like the actual timeline. But I went to my dad's at 10, but of course, because of all the trauma that I went through so young, I was a very troubled child. So
what were the police? Were the police at school?
It was more at school at that age. So basically I went to 3 primary schools. So I moved around. So there was no routine structure. It was very dysfunctional anyway. And then I went to my dad's, lived with my dad, and he sent me to a private school.
Okay.
All girls Catholic, like, you know what I mean?
How was that going to a private girls' school?
It was difficult because I rebelled so much in school. Everything that was in me that I was holding, I was just rebelling it to teachers, to children. And no one understood why I was like that. But actually, there was so much that I went through, and it was coming out in my later years.
Okay.
So I did struggle. And I think if I went to, a normal school, say, not private or girls, I probably would have got a better shot. Because I seemed so extremely naughty because everyone else was quite well behaved in that school.
Okay.
Right. But I didn't stay at that school long. I literally left in year 9 and I got kicked out.
Oh, so you got kicked out of school. So you got kicked out of school year 9. Where did you go after that?
I went to another private school.
Private school? I mean, I take it that your dad's got a bit of money to be putting you from one private school to another private school, right?
Well, my granddad always wanted me to go there. And then when my granddad passed away, my dad had said, like, I've got to follow what your granddad said. I really want you to go there. So he made sure that I did go there.
So you went to another private school. How was it there?
I got kicked out within.
You got kicked out again from a.
But everything that I was holding in me was just coming out, and I rebelled against everyone. Like, I didn't want to learn, and if you don't want to learn, you're not gonna learn. Do you know what I mean?
So you got kicked out from there. What happened next? Where did you go now? Did you go to college?
So basically, I went to another school, like a normal school, but I went to like 2 lessons. But by this point, I very much rebelled at home as well, like with my dad. Like I was very much arguing with my dad all the time. Just rebelling life at home. So I then ran away and lived with my first boyfriend and his mum.
So you ran away, and how old was you at this age?
I must have been 15.
What age did you? So that was your first boyfriend at 15, yeah?
Yeah, like proper boyfriend, yeah.
Oh, cool. So then you but you ran away from home, and explain to me, how did his mum allow you to live there at 15, stay there when she ran away?
It's so weird, isn't it? So she kind of, I think she must have felt for me because of my life and how it had been. And obviously I spoke to her about everything. And when I look back, it is quite extreme, but I would really say that saved me in a way. Because she gave me love, nurture, and a safe haven as such that I never really felt.
Was she more like a motherly figure to you, like at that stage, like?
Yeah, hugely.
So she kind of took you on the wing because she knew what you was going through, like she kind of took you on the wing, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that really did do so much for me. But I did stay in contact with my dad, and my dad gave me a job, and he actually gave my boyfriend at the time a job as well. So
what
it
did
was.
your dad do?
What's that?
What did he do? Or what did his dad?
He owns a camping company.
A what?
Camping company.
Camping company. Okay.
He's not a wholesaler.
Oh, okay, cool. So he sells like camping.
Yeah, like worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So it was definitely like a bit of a roller coaster because I mean, I didn't have a childhood, and I think that's where I think when you've got a parent that's in addiction, I think there's a massive lack there in the sense of you have to grow up. You can't live as though you are a child because you have to do things that you wouldn't necessarily have to do as a child.
Okay. So 15. Where do we go from there? 15. What's the next stage?
15. So then I worked for my dad for a few years, and I also had a weekend job at Costa Coffee. Loved it. So I've always worked as soon as I could. And then I was with that partner for 3-4 years.
3-4 years. Okay. So there's a big gap between let's take it about 20 now, 18 to 28.
Dun, dun. Back in the room. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Hello.
Can everyone hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Great. Let me just, guys, please like the video. Please like the video. Can everyone please like the video? Thank you very much. We have Chloe Lawless, and she's on our stream tonight. Thank you very much for her pulling up food. Please like the video. Let me just pull up some of my names. Big up Chat Gang. Big up Black Savage. I see you, my guy. It says Wagon China and my people them. Yes, it is China and the people's them. Shout out to Daniel. I see Daniel. Mod Gang, big up Daniel. He's our moderator. And he makes sure everything's popping in there. I see you. Yes, man like Jimmy. Big up Jimmy. Man like Jimmy, yeah, I see you. Big up Jimmy. And yes, Daniel says, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, donate to the channel, become a member, click on notification bells, always get reminded when we drop streams and content, and it always gets uploaded, okay? So the main thing we want you guys to do is please turn notification bells because it keeps it easy for you, and to like the video. It is free. It does not cost you anything. And don't forget, we do read out your comments on the stream. We try to read them out anyway. But if you want to support the channel, we appreciate it. Hit the super chat button and you can make a small donation. Put something in the collection plate as we go. All right, cool. Let's get straight back into that. Sorry, you were saying, where was it?
15.
15, not 18. No, you're 18. We've gone 15 to 18 now.
18.
Yeah.
I've got my own place.
You got your own place?
Yeah. At 17, my dad was a guarantor.
Yeah.
So I lived there for 3 years. I worked in Costa, and I had like random jobs, you know, like receptionist jobs, but I could never hold a job down really.
Why?
So now I've delved into it. Like I've got quite extreme ADHD, and unless I'm passionate about something.
Is it is it diagnosed? Have you been diagnosed now? Or?
Yeah, I've been diagnosed. Yeah.
Was that an adult diagnosis?
So I was diagnosed at school, but I think when you're at school and there's a possibility that you're going to be singled out and made to feel like you're different, you just don't want to accept it. Mm-hmm. So I very much rebelled against that. And I was like, I haven't got it. Like my dad was like, you need to take tablets. I was putting the tablets down the sink. I was just not interested.
Yeah.
And then it's only later on in life. So 27.
Okay.
When I got re-diagnosed.
Okay. And since the re-diagnosis, has that been a lot better for you? Like you felt better, you know where you.
100%. Like I was so against taking medication. I'm only natural. You know, I only like going down natural paths. Really, I don't really like going to pharmaceutical and all the rest of it. But I felt like I got to a point where I was hitting a wall everywhere I was going and everywhere I was turning.
Would you sometimes when people get a lot older and stuff like as well, like people don't, I don't know, they don't really check on their health or their mental health like that. Would you recommend people to check on their mental health and stuff like that? And
absolutely. I really firmly believe that everyone should have therapy. Like everyone's been through some kind of trauma in their life which hasn't been dealt with, and they're carrying that trauma every day that they live.
Okay.
So I do firmly believe it's good for everyone to speak to someone, because essentially therapy is just speaking to someone and someone listening to you.
So talk to me about the other boyfriends that you said that you had that were alcohol. You said you were drawn to addicted people. Yeah. Was it all addiction, all different types of addiction?
Yeah, more so like drugs and alcohol. But I do think that stems because of my mum, and I've always wanted to help people, so I always attract people that need help, I'd say.
Did you never find yourself along that route of the drugs, and have you ever been, or was that?
Yeah, I was when I was younger. I dabbled in a lot of different things, nothing extreme, but I smoked weed for many years. When I was with my first boyfriend, we were literally smoking weed every day.
I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna. You're not gonna. You know, we're not gonna kill you. We're not gonna. You know, we're not gonna.
Over a two-bun. But yeah, I did try different things growing up. And you know, one thing I will say is that I don't regret things in life. I firmly believe that every single thing that you do in your life has made you who you are today. So even for the, you know, the things that people wouldn't be proud of, let's say, actually those experiences are what have built your most strength to the tolerance to your strength now.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, cool. So talk to me about, because I'm just building a story. We're gonna get back to your current relationship and with the things where. So talk to me about the other toxic. Was it toxic relationships?
It's been a bit of a rocky road with relationships, because after I was with my first partner, I then got with a guy that I actually did know, but not very well, and that actually was a very abusive relationship. And not everyone I know knows about that, because I didn't really speak too much about it, but I didn't tolerate it for long. But it got very abusive physically and mentally.
Did you report it to the police or anything?
I didn't report it to the police, but he did. The thing is, with people like this, I very much deep their lives, and I actually feel for them, because there's something from childhood that's made them this way. You're not just like that, you know. We're all born the same. We're all born innocent and vulnerable, essentially. And it's for everything that surrounds us to what makes us who we are, right? So as much as that was a very toxic relationship, and I don't believe I was the first person he was violent to, I do deeply feel for him. But yeah, it was definitely an experience, and I was with him 7 months.
Okay. And then you got yourself out there. Were you in any more abusive relationships after that?
So I then got into a relationship with a guy that was actually really kind, really good heart, nice person, but I was really damaged from that relationship. So I actually got on a bit of a path with drinking and stuff. So I lost my license, drink driving.
Wow.
For 3 years.
Okay.
So that was heavy, because obviously my whole life changed, because I had to, like, I've gone from one life to relying on only myself, really, to having to lean on other people to get a job in London, to get the train. So it was a difficult time in my life, for sure. I stayed with him a few years. Like, he moved in with me when I moved to my next flat, and yeah, it was a lovely relationship, but something just wasn't there with him, and we very much grew apart.
Okay.
So then I went into recruitment. So
yeah.
I was with this guy when I went into recruitment, and like the nice guy. And everyone said to me when I got into recruitment, like, you won't be with him in a couple of months. And I was like, yeah, I will. Like, he lives with me. Like, why wouldn't I be, right?
Yeah.
And that's Jimmy, by the way.
Oh, man, like, hey, when he's in the chat, yeah, man, like Jimmy, the boyfriend's in here. He's just like, yo, he's great. He's lurking. The man is lurking. Big up Jimmy. Yeah, go on.
So I was with this guy when I went into recruitment, and I met someone there, and I was very open and honest to who I was with. I said that I fancy someone that I work with, and if I continue to, I can't be in this relationship. I know it's brutal, but like honesty is the best policy, right?
Yesterday we did a whole shit and we spoke about work husbands and workplace relationships. Yeah. We spoke about work husbands, and this is a recurring thing that keeps happening. Yeah. And I keep saying this. Well, we have to just keep you women locked in the house now, but we can't even let you go to work.
Well, no, but it's two people, isn't it? It's two people.
What do you mean? No, it's you. I don't know about your work husband. You know what it is? The work husband has all the benefits. You know, he spends more time. A lot of the times he spends more time with your woman than you do. They're working on projects. They're doing stuff. We had a whole whiteboard yesterday. We spoke about special projects. We spoke about weekend sales trips where they have to go to. We spoke about all of that. I'm the only reason I'm saying it. So you went to work. And
I would say that is where most affairs happen, in the workplace.
You know what? They do. And guess what used to always happen in the workplace? Statistically speaking, that used to be the place where you would go and find your wife. You know that a lot of people go to work and they would date in the workplace to find a partner.
It's interest. It's like you've got that basic ground.
But now things have changed around, right? Work is where you're going to catch a case. Your HR, they're going to call you up to HR and they're going to say to you, "Excuse me, what you been?" So if a woman likes you, then you're at work, your advances, she's going to like your advances, yeah? But if she doesn't like you, then she can go up to HR and say, "Oh, he's made me feel uncomfortable." Do you understand? Yeah. So I don't recommend to any men moving to women in their workplace. I really don't. That is a risky, man. Keep your job. Go talk to girls outside, like, because if you like, it's cool. So yeah, so now you've gone to recruitment and you're trying to recruit him.
No, it's the other way around.
No, he was trying to recruit you.
Yeah, but that was really toxic, that relationship too. Like very. And actually, it's funny because Jimmy, that's where I met Jimmy. So Jimmy knows him.
So wait, so Jimmy knows your ex, and the new guy knows your ex.
Yeah, we all work together.
You all work together? Oh my god! Oh,
yeah, but it's mad because that was years ago, isn't it?
I should have had my whiteboard out and I could have started taking notes down. God damn! Like we all used to work together. Okay, cool.
It was toxic because it was, look, love's perception, right? And love's different for each individual. Everyone you meet, you have a different love for each different person, I believe. It's not the same ever.
I believe. Go on. And I believe it's been, with age and relationships and just how I look at stuff and because I read but I truly believe love is a state of mind, all right? Yeah. Love is a state of mind. They say love is a chemical reaction, but let's just look at this. Love is a state of mind. What is love? Love is a state of mind. And the reason why I use this, and I can use several examples to show you why love is a state of mind. I'm sure at some point you have truly loved some of the ex-partners. You can imagine some of the crazy things you were doing over that love, men included. But now you would, if you saw them, you would duck. You know what I mean? You would literally move one, because you don't even want them to see you, right? But there was at some point, this person was your world. Everything revolved. You couldn't see yourself without this person. To the point where love has made people do some of the most heinous crimes in life just based upon love and emotions. But if you understand that love is a state of mind, and a woman can love a guy. So for example, a woman have a child with a guy, right? And this is what you see typically when I speak about the baby mamas and the single mothers, right? They'll say, oh, he's just my baby dad. Oh, he's just my baby father. Oh, he's just he's. But you have to understand something. She's saying he's just my baby dad. He's just my kid's father. People break up, but at some point you gave that guy the highest honor you can give to any man. The highest honor a woman can give to a man is to have his child and to carry it for 9 months and to raise it. That's the highest honor any woman can go and do, yeah? So at some point, you felt like that was your only stop. I think most women, when they have a child with a guy, they believe they're not gonna be with no one else, right? So at some point, this was your final destination. You wasn't thinking about me afterwards. You wasn't thinking, oh, you know what, I'm gonna meet China. Like, no, this was your final stop. You know what I'm trying to say to you? So it's like at that point, you was truly invested, truly in love. This was your world. But now you meet me and you're telling me, oh, it's just my baby daddy. But love is a state of mind because you don't feel the same way you feel anymore. You know what I mean? And there's people that I've loved or like you don't have love for them anymore. So I truly believe love is just, love is just a state of mind. And if we take it slightly bit further, a little bit cruder, women don't like it when we say, oh, it's not yours, it's just your turn. It's not yours, it's just your turn. And the
I never
reason
even
why
heard that.
you haven't heard that?
Nah.
Well, welcome to the Mynameischyna's voice. This is what I'm here for, Chlo. It's not yours, it's just your turn. What do you think that means?
It's not yours, it's just your time.
It's just your turn. It's just your turn.
Oh, your turn. Well, on to the next. Is that what that means?
Well, essentially, what it means is with a woman, right? When a woman gives you her body, right? Essentially, right? It feels like it's yours. When you're with a woman, it feels like it's yours. But when she takes it away from you, yeah, and gives it to someone else, it wasn't yours. It was just your turn. And then he's going to get his turn, okay?
Right.
Yeah, so when you start looking at relationships like that and people, you won't get so upset when a woman wants to break up. You go, oh, my turns. I'm off the ride now. They don't like it. They never like stuff which equates them to commodities or vehicles or anything. But men, we like to use analogies and things that make sense. So it's not yours. It's just your turn. So when it's not your turn no more, before you, it was someone else's turn. Before it was, and he was enjoying it too. And she took it from him, and now she's giving it to you. And it's not, well, you want to hope it's not both of your turn at the same time. But what I'm saying is, she took it and gave it to someone else, right? So you can be with a woman, and there's men that were married and loved, well, men married and they divorce, and they can't believe it, and then they go with someone else. But it was just your turn, and it's a type of mentality. If men can, especially with men that can't control their feelings, when women want to leave them and they want to, abuse them and do certain things, men, you need to control your emotions. She's chosen, all right?
But do you not think, China, that it's deeper, yeah? Because I believe that people can meet someone and it's lust, right?
Yeah.
Chemistry is lust. But actually, that's not a connection. So if you actually deep what the foundations of a relationship are, friendship's huge. Like, friendship is one of the biggest things in the world because all your aesthetics, they're all going to wear off in time.
No,
you've got to have that connection.
100%. But, like, men, we don't like to hear, oh, you know what? With you, Chai, it's love. But with Jimmy, it was lust. Like, I don't want to hear that. Oh, because that sounds to us like, you know what? He got the best of you. He had that mad, and then I have to pay more than the other guy. And that's how us men think. A lot of us, we just think that, listen, end of the day is they'll be like, oh, but so a woman will have a one-night stand with a guy, yeah, but then make you take her out on 5-6 dates. Now, she can pick and choose who she wants to give her body to. That's not what we're talking about. But when you bump into someone and he says, oh, my guy used to date that guy, that girl, and then he took her in his car after the nightclub and just took her home and just smashed it, and then you're taking her out for dates, and she's going to say, no, but it's because I like you. And it's true. It's true. Women
but that's not right. Yeah.
But I'm saying, but she has the right to do that. But I'm saying, women pick a guy that will just bust it open to you the first night, do the mad thing, and then she's going to be talking about 6 dates now. To a man, yeah, he's been charged more than the other person's been charged for it, for the same thing. One guy got it for one night, got to enjoy it and just dash it, and another guy's having to pay for it. Now, when a man hears that, or if a man finds that out, men.
But do you think? So for me personally, like when I've dated, like I've never dated more than one person at one time, and all my friends have always said, like, Chloe, like, make sure you date more than one person, get out there, meet people, and I'm like, I can't, like, I literally can't. I'm literally one person.
That's good. But most of us understand that when women are they talk to multiple, men them. Just listen to what she said. She said, I didn't want to do that, but my friends were saying to me, Chloe, why you want to talk to her? Like, you should talk. And that's a lot of the times.
Don't put your in one basket. That's what they say.
Yeah. And, you know, I've dated girls and their friends have said the same thing. Oh, don't be putting your eggs in one basket. Oh, he's not, or he's too busy. Oh, like, are you sure he's really serious? And as a guy, right, if I think, well, I know women be talking to guys, but if I think you're talking to multiple men at one time, including me, and not treating me as a priority, I'm not going to take you seriously. Because why would I take a woman seriously that is trying to hedge her bets? You better invest all in me, and if it don't work, go on to the next guy. You don't try to, no, we're all or nothing. Like, you invest, like, you put your time in this. If it doesn't work, it's cool. Like, you go into somewhere else. But you don't be trying to think, you know what? Because then what happens is, she's always you're always directly in competition with what someone else is doing. So someone is weighing up, oh, but he's good for this, he's good for that, and then you make a decision based upon that. Nah, you better just get with me, and if you don't think that I'm good enough, then you just go on to the next, you know.
But there is so many different elements, isn't there, of a relationship as well? Like, there's so many different factors to it.
Yeah. I mean,
like, there is loyalty, trust, communication. Like, I think there's a massive lack of communication within relationships. I think that's where there's a big disconnect with a lot of people.
So take us up to present day. So then you got with Jimmy, man, like Jimmy, you got with Jimmy.
Lying to Jimmy. So where do I even start? So basically, I was on holiday in Mauritius on my own.
Oh, red flag!
Oh, everybody says this. No, you know what?
God.
Said that as well.
Hey, chat gang, you're being a bit quiet. Can we get some guys like the video? She said she went to Mauritius by herself. Can Mandem, anyone that's in I need some of the guys, mod gangs, can you let people know why that's a red flag? What do we think about solo travel? What do we think about women that go and do solo travel? Oh my God, that's like a huge red flag.
Yeah, but why? Tell me why.
What do you tell me why?
Tell me why.
Tell you why.
Yeah, go on.
Because first of all, solo travel is dangerous. Okay.
That's one thing. It probably is.
So solo travel is dangerous, but women are the biggest consumers and the biggest travelers, okay? Even though men make more money than women, men don't travel as much as women. And in relationships and marriages, I've got the stats for it. You know what, actually, fact, you know what? Let me do a little bit of reading. Let's do a bit of reading. Because I just don't want to, let me do a bit of reading, okay? Let's do a bit of reading because she want to be talking about solo travel. If
if you're a single woman,
I don't want to hear nothing. She want to be talking about solo. Surely
you get being comfortable in your own skin and getting away is good.
Surely what? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but hold on, let me
get your stats.
Let me get my you know me, I love a good stats, okay? And this is from Forbes. Why women travel more than men according to the experts. So guys, you know what? I was actually gonna do a live on this. I was gonna bring this up because I was gonna follow it on from yesterday's live about no girls trips, no girls holidays. I was gonna follow on from that. But seeing as how she spoke about going on a solo trip and why she should go. Yeah, I'm going to explain. So, a survey by the travel organization Road Scholar, formerly known as Elder, has revealed that 30% of our company's tour participants are solo travelers, and of those solo travelers, 85% are women. According to Condo Ferry, 64% of travelers worldwide are female, while only 36% are male. The company estimated that 125 billion will be spent by women in travel. Ladies and gentlemen, are you listening? 125 billion will be spent on women, and that was in travel in 2023, okay? The average US traveler is a 47-year-old woman. Listen to this, okay? Middle-aged woman. I want you guys to listen to what we're saying, all right? Is a middle-aged woman, 75% who take cultural, adventure, or nature trips are women. As the group saw, in a sense, this is not new news, but a continuation of the leisure travel trend that's been happening for years. Women travel, men not so much. Why is the big gender gap in travel? It's true that women outlive their husbands by 6 years. US male life expectancy is 73.2 years compared with women's 79.8, the widest gap since 1996. So that explains that some of the male-female travel gap, but not all of it, all right? 80 to 100,000 adults over 50 who travel with them each year and found that 70% of the travelers are women, yet only 50% of Americans 65 a year or older are women. I want you guys to understand that women are outside in the late 50s. And I'm building a picture, just pay attention. So perhaps the most fascinating finding from the Rhodes Scholars study is that at least 60% of the company's solo travel in 2022 were married, but traveling without a spouse. Are you guys listening? 60% of the company's revenue came from married women who were traveling solo.
Why?
Are you listening?
Why
we're gonna keep cooking. We'll just build. We're just setting the scene.
Build it up.
Let me cook. Okay. Some 42% of women surveyed said their spouse isn't interested in traveling, while 40% said they have different interests when it comes to travel. All right. So now the women are saying, look, my man don't want to go on holiday. All right. And the other woman is saying we have different interests. He don't want it. Okay. And listen to what they say. Listen to what the company says. Don't let a silly thing like marriage get in the way of your passion to learn about the world. Don't let a silly thing like marriage get in the way of your passion to learn about the world, okay? I cherish my time to explore and do what I want to do on my timetable, says Rhodes Scholar solo traveler Marcia, age 66. I like to walk, hike. Listen, he has knee issues and doesn't share my passion for nature, culture, and history. It will be okay. I'm gonna just keep it real because I can keep going. All right. The real reason that women solo travel is so they can go. Take yourself out of this for a second. Just I'm talking through you, innit? You can offer a rebuttal afterwards. It's fine. But the main reason that women do one of the most dangerous things, which is travel across the world, solo travel, is so that they can go out and get their back blown out without any judgment. Now, when you solo travel, essentially you can go and mingle with anybody you want to do. You can go. You can never trust a woman that travels the world solely because you know she's been going getting dicked down by Chad, Tyrone, Jerome. She's been getting dicked down by Ishmael Hill. Like she get dicked, like literally across the whole world. And there's something that's called we did a live stream about it before, and the live stream was about they called them the bum boys. I remember that. I know there's a lot of older women are flying out to places like the Dominican Republic. Jamaica. What was the other country that we did? We did another country, but we did it. And essentially, they are paying, they're paying to get dicked down by these young men. And it's become so bad that they're giving money to these young men. And now, what I would say is, look, as a man, I don't really have an issue, but it is exploiting the local community and local things. So what you have older women, and people are gonna say, "Oh, they're older. Let them do what they want. They can do what they want. Their money. That's fine. Spend your money how you want to. That's not. No one's trying to police women. But who really wants to have their mother, their grandmother, going overseas to these countries and spending money and doing all these types of things to facilitate for men? And I'm taking you out of it for a second. But I said a lot of the times, women in relationships fully go overseas and get their back blown out. And the reason I had the live yesterday about no holidays, did you see the clip of that girl that went viral? And she was saying that she fell asleep and the guy was recording her from the hotel in Marbella. Did you see it?
Nah.
So there's a clip that's gone viral, and basically it's in Marbella, and a guy's on the phone to his girl, and he's like, "Yo, like, you should basically, where was you?" And she's like, "I fell asleep." But she's all in her like she's dressed up in a little skirt, like little dress, and she's in a hotel, and the guy's there with his car, and he's recording it, and he's just laughing, and he's saying, "Oh, she got a back blow," and it's like that's what created the conversation when we said, "Okay, cool, like why men don't want their women to go do these certain things." And so when we have the stats here, we speak about women doing foreign travel, particularly in relationships, because my man, and this is why when we speak about women that go solo trips, it's a big red flag for a man. When we see a woman and she's got, Dubai, Miami, Marbella, anywhere, and she be multiple destinations, and she's taking pictures. Yeah. First of all, who's taking the pictures? Second of all, even if it doesn't matter who's taking the pictures, you just know that a lot of times women don't want to be judged, and they want to do things without judgment. And the best way to do things without judgment is to be by yourself. And the best romantic stories start when you're by yourself. You know what I'm trying to say to you?
Tell me when you're ready.
Huh?
Tell me when you're ready. I'll come back.
No, that was it. I'm ready to let you go. But I had to read the thing. I had to get it out.
No, look, I just think look, there's a few different points there, right? So I get the stats of what they are, yeah, but we can't paint every woman under the same brush because there's definitely women out there that just go away. And I will just put something out there. I was single at the time.
What does that mean?
Well, I wouldn't do that now. I'd be going with Jimmy.
No, but I'm saying you being single is the problem.
No, but what I mean is I done that. It was my 30th birthday.
No one is okay. So no one is judging you for going on holiday for your 30th birthday. This is just followed on from something that we did yesterday.
I did see the header for that.
Yeah. So I'm just having a conversation about solo travel when he's like, oh, and he was like, why? And I was but I'm not saying that. This is not
like that for everyone. He's definitely not.
And also, what I find is it's not your fault. It's because you're a woman. So it's part of you. It's inside of you. What I find is whenever we speak at everything, women speak in absolutes. But of course, I don't mean every woman. I'm just reading the stats. The stats is not every woman. So I would just say, on general, but when men hear that, generally we just think of. Of
course. And I do know about older women traveling to these countries and paying younger men because one of my good friends. She lives in Gambia now. She's gone out there to build a school.
Oh my god, that was the country. Don't piss me off.
Yeah. He said it's just
that
right.
Was the country. That was the country. It was Gambia. There's a whole series of it. That was the country.
Really bad. It's really bad. And she tells me about it all the time. They're literally queuing up at the airport waiting for all these young men to come and get them.
So I get it. So I literally did a stream on Gambia. I was like, what is the country? They call bum boys. What is the country? Sounds weird, but they call what is the country? And then it was like, it's Gambia. That's the country. Massive over in Gambia. Pause.
Really bad. So I know all about that. And also, all these girls in Dubai, you say about them having pictures taken. There's a word for them as well, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But
was it porta potties?
Yeah. And I'm not being funny. These girls go out there solo. They have to sign a contract, and they literally get shit on, like everything. You name it. They have to do anything they're told. So those girls that are going out there, they're getting paid hefty, like, I don't know, checks, whatever. But actually, they're literally being disrespected on another level. But then they've got their bags, they've got this, they've got their pictures. They're making out they're living a lovely life, but they're actually inside. They must be absolutely crumbled. Like the disrespect that they're showing themselves, I can't even imagine what they have to do.
Okay, I'll just get a little bit introduction to you, a little bit of story, but you know what, we're cool. We know who you is, we know who you is, we know who you are. So let's get straight into it. OnlyFans, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. I want to talk about it.
Yeah, so I didn't get my point across properly. Obviously, that was my first podcast on Sinners, and I was a bit not out of my depth, but obviously there was a lot of people around me that had a very different opinion to me. My big issue for OnlyFans is more about the children and what it's teaching our younger generation, who are essentially our future. That's where I really struggle.
Can you elaborate on it?
Yeah.
Where do you stand on OnlyFans? What is your position on OnlyFans?
So I just believe if we go back 10 years ago, fine, there was prostitution, but generally speaking, there was nowhere near the number of women that are selling their bodies for money, and they're using their bodies as a commodity. Like we're so much more than that, and we should have so much more self-love and respect. And again, I think it all stems from childhood. I believe that it's under nurture or over nurture to why women now find this socially acceptable. There's so many different ways to earn money. You don't need to get your boobs out to earn money. You don't need to be basically what they're doing as well. You say, right, I'll give you £1,000, and the guy will be like, do this, and they'll do it. And then they'll be like, where's the line? This is what I was saying on Sinners. Like, where do they stop? Where's their line? Because you get £1,000 from sending a picture, and they're like, oh, well, that was easy. And then the next person, oh, £2,000 to do this. Oh, well, you know, it's £2,000. That's easy. And it just builds and builds. It's a slippery slope, because how do you get out of that? once you're in it.
So you said prostitution. Would you consider OnlyFans to be prostitution?
I would say it leads in the same direction. You're still using your body to earn money. So I would say it's very much on par. And a lot of these Only Girls fans are sleeping with people. So it's not just online anymore. So I would say, yeah, actually, the people that are getting out there and meeting men, that's prostitution. Just a different word.
Yeah, prostitution actually is not misquoting, but essentially is exchange of service. Like it's just services that I don't even misquote it, but essentially anything that any service that you sort that equates like sexual gratification, whatever, equates to prostitution. The exchange of services that lead to sex or and there's all different types of sex, so it's like it still equates to prostitution, even if it's not like the physical act, but it still equates to prostitution. So I can see I see why people they don't want to say that, but I can also
But it is damaging, and the reality is what I think what people don't seem to deep and understand is in that moment they might feel okay that they're doing whatever they're doing to earn money, but essentially when that's finished and you sit there and you're going to sleep at night, how do you actually feel about that? How has that made you feel that you've done something for someone else for money, but actually probably gone against yourself? Like there's going to be a lot of women out there that are doing things that they don't want to do. How do they feel?
But you was there. You had Bonnie Blue there. That slept with 122 college boys in 2 weeks.
That blows my mind.
What do you think about that?
I think for every person, I don't understand how, as a woman, you can take that. Like that's mad.
She put in some serious work.
Like, how is she all right? Like down there, I just don't get it.
She's so small. Like, I mean, damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it really is. But it's energy. Like, you're taking energy from each person. You're taking the trauma and energy from every single person that you're being sexual with, because it is an energy exchange. So for me, with Bonnie, like I actually found her very interesting. I really did. But when I'm talking to her, there's nothing behind her eyes. She's like a blank canvas. Like, I literally see nothing. So I think you have to be a certain way if you're going to definitely to the extreme levels that Bonnie's going to. You have to have a massive disconnect with yourself. You can't feel, because if you feel, you wouldn't be able to do that as a human. What do you think? Like, it blows my mind.
No, because see, Bonnie was like the ultimate OF boss. When I say the ultimate OF boss, she's in the top 0.0 whatever percent makes.
Have you seen the numbers?
Huh?
Have you seen the numbers?
Well, yeah, I know she's I know she's I know she's very successful in what she does. But what I mean is she's different because I've met all different types of OF girls and girls that work in this industry, and they're all different, but they're always the same on some level. She was different because she had a different aesthetic. She looks like a primary school teacher. So she actually she looks like a teacher. She does not look like she's a sex worker. She definitely looks like a teacher. She comes from a good home. She was married or so the aesthetic and how she presents herself, it's not a traditional or not what you necessarily see in the OF girls. I would walk her down I could see her walking down Knightsbridge, and you know what I mean, and I wouldn't think, oh, there's a little sex worker. So I'm saying to you,
yeah, of course.
And she works very hard. She works very hard on that image. So,
but everything you just said, you're only taking from what she's told you, yeah. So everything about having a normal home, like no disrespect to her, and I did say this to her. There's no way that she's grown up in a normal environment for her to be doing. That's not normal to me. Like, what's normal? I said that on there as well. But there's something.
No, when I say normal, I just meant she had the, the nuclear family, 2-parent home. My parents are still together, and you know what I'm saying to you. So it's not like she's not. If I ask you, did you have a bad childhood, or people like, I was abused, I had this happen to me, or she's not saying that. She's basically saying I had a good life, I was married, and I got divorced. And then, she said she don't know how, she said she was 24. I don't know how she was.
So, married for 10 years, yeah?
Huh? What? She capping? I don't know.
It's difficult because you can fake it till you make it. Like, it's, we all know that. We can paint an image of ourselves to show the world what we want them to see. And it's the same with everyone in this world. Like, we can put out there what we want. We don't need to present ourselves as our true selves.
Winston says most women don't want to work a regular job making 1,500. China Bonnie is like the Thanos of OF. She had the Prime Minister of Australia commenting on activities. That's big. No, she is like.
She's an extremist. That's why.
An extremist OF girl. Let's talk about that.
She's going extreme to get big. Like that's how people get big, by doing things that that people wouldn't do. She's going outside the box because that's the only way you're going to blow up. She's clever, very clever. For a 24-year-old, she's exceptionally clever.
Yeah. And look, here's the thing. A lot of people believe they're gonna set up OF and then they're gonna just take a couple booty pictures or a couple toe pictures, and then they're gonna make shitloads of money, and then it doesn't work like. See, OF is like YouTube. OF is a content creation platform. Okay, it was never designed for for the sex workers, but they just they jumped to it. Lots of people OF that do normal. It was actually meant just for normal content creators, but they jumped to it and they made it big. All right, cool. So it's like when it comes to what was I saying? I was trying to say.
I thought you lost a train of thought there.
What was I saying? I need to stop doing this. I'm checking if you're paying attention. What was I saying? I'm checking if you're paying attention.
I fucking remember now.
You wasn't paying attention to what I said.
I wasn't paying attention, but there's a lot of things.
You wasn't paying attention. How can I ask you a second ago? What was I saying? You was like, I don't remember. What was I saying? I was trying to leave.
You were saying about extremism.
Yeah, basically, yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, extreme. That's what it was. Extremism is like people think being OF is a content creator. Like I'm a content creator. Okay, you're just a content creator on a different platform. All right. Anyone can start a YouTube. Anyone can start a YouTube, right? Anyone can start a YouTube to and blow up. Pause. Anyone can start a YouTube. We can all start one now. It doesn't mean you're gonna get subscribers. Doesn't mean you're gonna get monetized. Doesn't mean but you can start one, all right? And OF is like that. You're gonna have to start one, and you have to work hard, all right? You have to take pictures, you have to put out content, do all that stuff. And if you haven't got a following and you're not willing to post it on your Instagram, basically you have to post. You have to be proud of it and use an OF is your full-time job. That's the only way you're gonna make money. You're not gonna make money just by going after work, going home and taking a couple pictures of your toes. And no, don't listen to people like that. So it's like content creation. Just because you start a YouTube and a podcast doesn't mean that anyone's gonna watch it. Doesn't mean that anyone's gonna. It doesn't mean that the people watch are the people that put out the most work. So her being an extremist is because that's what you need to be successful in anything. In order to be, it's not based in any industry. You need to put yourself to the forefront and work harder than anybody else and be more visible than. So the reason why she's successful is because she's neurotic with it. Like she almost has no empathy, no emotion with it. The way she speaks about it's quite shocking. She
has to do that to be able to be successful. I get that. And it's the same with anything in it. Like anything that you're passionate about, if you put your all into that, you're going to thrive. You're going to be successful because that doing what you love brings everything else around you that you need.
Yo, big up Glam, my people's them. She says, tuning in from Mallorca, yeah. Hey, what life from Mallorca? Big you up, man. I like that, man. So big you up. We're just talking about the OF. We're talking about the OF. What's he saying? Big up Winston. Guys, like the video. Guys, we got more people in the chat. Shout out to everyone that just popped in the chat. We appreciate everyone that's pulling in. Make sure you like the video. You like the video. It's easy. See the like button. Just press it. Just press it right now. If you're new here, I appreciate you being here. And you're here because we got Chloe here, so make sure we want to keep you here. We do streams nightly and do lots of reaction videos, and I will be doing more content with Chloe. We'll be sitting on a podcast later on as well, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn notification bells. If you want to support the channel, it's quite easy as well. You hit the super chat button, it's a $sign there, and you can make a contribution to the channel, and we have a membership area which gets you straight through. Winston says OF was originally like a Patreon, but then they found that the pornographic policy was a lot more lenient. OF chicks now do paid ads or traditional media to get big. Yeah, and that's the truth. Like, you know, initially it was just supposed to be like a Patreon, but then they found out that it was a better platform and it was more lenient, and you know, there was more lenient, so they used that platform. You know, they use that platform, and let's be real. During lockdown is when it spiked. They made loads of money, and you know, it gassed a lot of women to believe that they could, you know, do the same. But it's like all any industries. You know, it's like the, you know, the drug industry. There's lots of people that but how many people make the big money or that successful? And you have to ask yourself, if I would be real. If you're doing OF and you're only making the same wage you could do at work, then, you know, unless you really love the industry, and then you might as well just go get a job, because like she said, there's so many other more jobs that she can do. Morgan says, I'm here for Chlo. Big up Morgan. Listen, Morgan, I'm glad you're here for Chlo. But we would like to keep you here. So I mean, just hit the subscribe button, turn notification bells, so we can keep you here. But thank you for pulling up for Chlo. Make sure you like the channel as well. Like it, yeah. But big you up that pulling up for Chlo, man. Yeah. But the OF girl model,
but what do you think? What do you think the damages are that it's going to have on our children? Because one thing I will point out is, like, fair enough, people doing what they're doing if that is what they want to do. But when it's affecting children, I think that's when there's a problem. And holding up signs in Stratford saying basically have sex with me for free, let me film it, I think is like taking it to another level, because there's children around. And actually, we don't want children to be seeing that, surely.
I mean, it's public, isn't it? Like, I mean, like, my thing is this: we're in the world. How has this happened? This is feminism. Feminism has empowered this.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's a massive disconnect there. Masculinity, and it's an agenda, though. There's a huge agenda behind all of that.
What's the agenda behind all that? Like, what do you
I think they're very much, or so they are, making men more feminine and weak and women more masculine. They're changing the roles, and essentially a woman is supposed to love, nurture, a man is supposed to protect and provide. That's what I believe anyway. That's always what it's been. And they're creating a generation full of people that don't even know what they are.
Okay. All right.
Which completely takes us away from man and woman, and that's.
Do you want to get married? Chloe? I'm not asking you to get. Hey, Jimmy, I didn't just ask your missus to get married.
He hasn't even got me a ring yet.
I mean, Jimmy, I didn't just do this an online proposal to your missus. I was genuinely. Do you believe in marriage? Is that something that you want to do?
So it's a really grey area for me, because my beliefs are really strong in certain areas, but I wouldn't want to go straight into my beliefs in a deep way. So I'm going to go surface, but I really do want to get married to Jimmy, and I very much believe in marriage, but I don't believe that you should sign a contract to the government to say that you're married.
That's cool. I believe that too. There's traditional marriages. There's all types of other different marriages. You know, but you need to do something that says that to the whole world that this is Jimmy's wife. I don't care what you sign. Like, I don't care what you actually feel inside. That's the one. I don't go there and see you. I don't care. I just want to know that. Let me see some pictures of you in a wedding dress and some cake and some people you're married. That's it. Whether or not it's physical, that there is you're married, right? You know what I mean?
The commitment, isn't it, to each other? I fully agree with that.
So okay, so then you don't want to be. So then I was gonna say to you, so you don't be a baby mama then.
So if the world was a different place, then I would love to be a mum. Like, I've learned many ways in how not to be and how to be. So I'd love to have.
I gotta be careful. Wait, so you don't want to have kids?
I don't want to have kids in the world that we live in right now. But it's really sad because I would love to.
It's always weird when a woman. I was just making sure it wasn't like I didn't put my foot in it and say you can't have kids or nothing. Like, you don't ask people. Yeah, just the way you said it. I was just making sure. So you don't want kids?
I don't want to bring a child into the world that we live in.
This is the only world we have, and this is also you basically don't want kids because there's no other world to bring them into.
If the world was a different place, I would. But
so
as it stands,
the world is not. See, you're doing that thing that women do. This is the only world we have. This is the world. This is the world that God willing.
The only world we know, yeah.
So,
the only world we know.
This is. Wait, are you one of these spiritual girls?
I would say I'm quite a spiritual person.
Oh my God! I can't handle you chakras.
I haven't even got into it though.
Chakras and crystals, no, because God.
I've kept that very to myself.
Anyway, go on. Go on. Explain.
What about different lives? Is that what you want me to explain?
No. Previous. What I was saying.
I would love to have a child, but I don't believe the world is a good place to bring a child up in. Anymore.
Has Jimmy got any kids?
No.
So okay, let's talk about this. So you've met the man of your dreams. You're together, and you want to get married, but you don't want to have any kids. What benefit is marriage to a man? Why get married if you don't want to have any kids? Why? Why?
Who says that we've got to get married to have kids? Why does marriage?
Ooh, okay. So, you want to do that? Okay, all right. Okay. We don't. All right, we'll go back. You are supposed to, before you have kids, you're supposed to be married. You are. There's a process of doing them. There's a process. There's a right way, wrong way. We're trying now because it's kids' generation trying to, but there's a right way to do things.
Do you believe that everyone should get married and have kids then? You don't believe that there's people out there that can get married and not have kids?
I believe everyone should. I believe everyone should have married. Everyone should get married and have kids, and if you don't want to be together, to divorce. I believe that. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, so you think that is our sole purpose?
No, I believe if you want to have a baby with somebody, because that is a marriage. See, I don't understand why people think signing the paper is more. How is signing a paper scare you more than laying down with someone and allowing that person to transfer their DNA and to change your body physics? And then how is that not more? It's crazy to me where we're in a position where people think having a child, is less responsibility than getting married. Do you know how mad this is to me? Think of what you're saying.
Go on. No, what I'm saying is, so I'll go in towards like my siblings, for example. So my dad's side, they've been brought up with structure, routine, love. They've got a good life. They've been treated in the correct way. They haven't got all the trauma my mum's kids have. Like, I've got 3 siblings that side, and my oldest sister, like, she's doing really well for herself, but she's definitely struggled to get there, and my other 2 are really struggling in life. And I believe if you're going to bring a child into the world, you have to be in a fit state to be able to do that. And there's so many people, as I say women, but it's people that they can't look after themselves. They're holding on to trauma. They haven't healed from the past trauma that they've experienced, and they're putting that onto their children. So people are having children, and they're actually creating very damaged kids before they've even got through school. Like they're holding so much.
I agree. I fully agree. So, in order to have a child with someone, it doesn't take much thought. A 13-year-old boy can have a child, okay? A 13-year-old boy can have a child, okay? And he can become a father, all right? All right? It doesn't take any thoughts, all right, to do that.
Yeah.
It takes physical action. When you get married, it takes a lot of thought. Men were very calculated. No man is about to go and spend a lot of money on a ring, 3,000, 5,000, 1,000, whatever you want it is. Go spend money on a ring, then make a public declaration, announce it, go and do an engagement party. You know, spend, depending on what type of marriage you want. The average wedding is average on 20K. If you want to do it on a budget, whatever it is, he's gonna go all of this without thinking, and then he marries you and then puts a child into you. There's a lot of thought process behind that. This was not a mistake. When people end up pregnant, that is just a simple, there's no thought process. And this is why a lot of times people just split, because sex is a carnal act. I'm tired of people thinking just because a man has sex with you, he wants to be with you. No, he doesn't. He wants sex with you. That does not mean he should, I don't know why women believe this is, and this is what I was taught and how I teach my kids, and how, if I had a daughter, if you get pregnant by a man out of wedlock, do not expect him to be with you. And if you do, you're a fool. Because if he wanted to be with you, he would have claimed you. Men claim what we want, okay? And this is what it is, very basic. And if you choose to go along that route and it ends, don't come out crying here. So marriage has about 50% divorce rate, okay? So it has about 50% divorce rate. Women initiate divorce 70 to 80% of the time out of the divorce rate, and they'll talk about cheating, but cheating is about 48-52. Men just slightly cheat more than women. Then when we speak about DV is about 5% out of the relationships, and out of the 5%, it tends to be 50-50. DV relationships don't tend to be one-sided. Physical and emotional abuse, women and men are slightly different. So I'm just trying to give you a slightly different picture and a slightly different narrative on it. That's all.
Yeah, but I understand that as well, and I very much know how men and women, like, we're a different species anyway, right? And there's so I've had a lot of boy mates in life, and I don't even say red flag, it's coming.
Red flag. Men and women can't be friends. Oh my God, Chlo, you're just
right. No. I will deep that, because whole life.
Which one of your male friends? Which one of your male friends tried to move to you and became inappropriate? You had to dash them. Which one? Tell me.
Yeah. So what I would say with that is, as growing up, I have realised that one person always will like the other person, and I think it's quite naive to think that isn't the case, because
it's called accountability. Listen, Chloe, all I like is a bit of accountability, because you just say what us men know and what we know you know, but and when women do that, we hate it because it's called disingenuous. So all you're doing is just confirming what we know, but it's fine. It's just I know that. At least you let me know that and be like, yeah, you know what I mean? And that's fine.
I never thought that my whole life. I was naive to it. I really was. And the thing is, it's difficult because, like, women want to have men friends, because the reality is, men are straight to the point. There's no bullshit with men. With girls, there's bitchiness, there's jealousy, it's so much more complex than having a boy mate. And I would say personally, when you've got boy mates, a lot of the time they do love you, they do have that extra care for you, but a lot of them would rather have you as a friend than nothing.
See, Black Sabbath says you want male friends so you can use them. See, what a lot of people say is, they say that women, well, not even what people say, this is one of the things I say, women, they like having male friends around because they give them all the securities of a relationship without actually having to do anything. So a lot of times male friends, they'll still pay for things, they'll still take you out, they'll still call you, so you get all the benefits of a relationship without actually having to fulfill anything.
That's what you do with a girl mate. That's exactly what you do with a girl mate. So why does...
No, you don't know, because it's a man doing it for you. So you get everything that you get all the attention that you'll get from a man, but you don't have to give anything for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
I would say that going out for dinners with your girl mates, like, I would never get my boy mate to pay for me or anything. Like, it's very equal.
No, they're not gonna. they're not gonna pay. They're gonna just pay for you.
No, they're not, because I wouldn't allow it.
You can't stop me from paying for you. Come on, I'm a
No,
man.
no, but this is the thing, because I have throughout my
No,
friends.
but you can't stop. You can't. What are you gonna do? Beat me up?
No, I'd just be like, no, we're paying half. We're going halves.
It's not. It's not gonna work. I'm just saying to you, when you're around the types of men and whatever, like you're not gonna pay. It's impossible. So just all that, because that's masculine. I'm going half. When you're around real, I don't want to say when you're around real men, you're not gonna pay. Your person's good. And when I say, I just mean that you can go halves. Like I'm not saying you can never, but I'm saying I know personally, like men are gonna cover that. Like especially
I don't necessarily think that a woman is using a male friend. I would say that women actually just want a genuine friendship, like a connection.
No, but he doesn't want that. He wants
something. But I think throughout life I've learned and understand that now, but I never knew that. Like, I've had boy mates my whole life, so it's really difficult. And I've still got boy mates that I've had from old. But as soon as someone oversteps that line, that's when that friendship essentially ends.
No, because so these are not your friends. We call them beta male orbiters. Think about that. You were like think about the solar system and orbiting. Okay, so there's you in the middle, Earth, and all the planets are all these men, and they're just orbiting around you. Yeah, they get closer, and there'll be one time there'll be a solar eclipse. And everything's gonna align, and at that moment, it's the right time for them to strike. Pow! And you know what I've done before? I've done it on podcasts before, where women say, "Oh yeah, my friend, my best male." So we do they say he's just a friend. Do you know the just a friend is test? Do you know what that is?
No.
He says he's just a friend. Okay, cool. Text him now and say I broke up with Jimmy. Text one of your male friends now and tell him I broke up with Jimmy. Like I've really felt a certain way for you. I want you to come on and keep me company, come and stay the night. If you really believe they're your friends, we can group text and we're gonna see who's gonna fail. And every time I've done that,
they're all here. Huh? They're all here.
Well, okay. I mean, I'm just saying I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, now. No, cool. Yeah. I like you saying.
Whenever I've said that, especially live on air, women have failed it. They have failed it, or they've tried to message people which don't reply, and because they know, all right? They know deep down, they know.
No, so I firmly agree with that. I do firmly agree with that. And it's a difficult pill to swallow though, because your whole life you think, oh, they've been my mates, and then as you get older, you do, and it's the same. Even like with me and Jim, like you've got to think. As soon as I was single and he was in a place to say something, he did. So I get it.
He slid.
I'm living proof of it.
No, but you kept Jimmy in the friend zone for 7 years though, and he still slid.
Yeah, but that's because of his situation.
I know. So what are you saying? If it was different, so if
his situation was different, it probably would have been different. It would have happened sooner.
No, but so to an ex-boyfriend, when he sees you now with Jimmy, the guys that used to work with, what do you think he thinks? He's like, see, I always knew.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, of course.
All right, cool. Just like when you get with
even my girl mates have said that.
Huh?
Even my girl mates have said, yeah, I always know.
No, but I'm saying for us as men, imagine there's a guy that I suspected you work with, and you was like, oh no, I'll never be with him. Oh, he's this, is all that things, whatever. Then 5 years pass, whatever, a couple, or even like 2, whatever passes, and then I see that you guys in a relationship and you're posting on social media. I'll be like, see, I always knew. So he was never a friend. He's not a friend, because real friends, like if he doesn't hit you back, that's disgusting. If he doesn't if he's a real friend, he's gonna treat you like a man. He's gonna look at you like a man said that to him. But let's be real. No, they're not your real friends, man. Like you see, men and women can be friends. Men and women can't be friends, but men and women can be friends as long as one of the other places that other person's in the friend zone. Now, because in a lot of these scenarios, you are probably, you're pretty girl. So I'm saying to you, so you're probably in an advantage scenario. You have put them in their friend zone. because women control access to sex, men control access to relationships. So these men are all in your friend zone because that's all they can be. They would rather be friends with a pretty girl and just take the friendship thing, even though that's not what they want. Men will take that. They will wait 5 years, 10 years, like a sniper, like a sleeper agent. They will just be waiting. I'm being serious. And when the time comes, they will strike. So I'm saying to you, like for a lot of men, not in your scenario, but a lot of men, the beta males, they watch a girl go 5, 6, 7, 8 years, get with bare different guys, upset this or whatever. They watch all of that. She never ever looked at him as a viable option. Then when none of these guys want them no more, all of a sudden the same guy that has been there, listen to all her problems, you get me, like rubbed her back when she was sick, you get me, dropped her off to dropped her off to pick to the guys' homes. Now this is the guy that she's gonna pick up and like, oh my god, he's my true. No, he's not your true guy. Like you just went outside, and this is not I'm saying to you, I'm just saying
no,
you went outside and then you run up your body clock, get me. So I'm saying to you, run up your mileage, you've been outside, and then now you're looking at the same guy. You should look for a lot of women, they don't understand. Their husband is in the friendship. Women, your husband is in your friend zone. Your husband is in your DMs right now, and you've been airing him. Your husband is in your comments. He has been commenting on your pictures. He's been being respectful to you, but you keep going for the guys which keep dissing you. Like your husband.
Why do you think that is?
Because
the lack of self-worth within themselves. 100%.
Because women love things that are not good for them. And
that's because of their childhood. It's a lack of something to why.
Okay, so let's take it back to childhood. So if you want to do that, we can do that. Let's take it back to childhood, yeah, and the lack of father figures, or the people that they pick, the broken homes, all of these types of stuff. Whether or not you tell me that I had to leave him because he's abusive, or he wasn't a good he wasn't a good father, you still pick that guy. Like, and then what in turn that happens is the child grow up without a father figure. Girls need a father figure, especially boys need it, especially when they start going through their teenage years and they got testosterone, they're struggling with their masculinity, they're struggling with their adolescence and puberty, and they don't know, like, they need a man that's gonna guide them through that stage. But when there's no father, the mother is having to be outside of the home, working consistently, doing whatever. It's pressure, and this is why I said the two-parent home structure works better, because that family has two incomes coming in. They got, one of the parents can help the children with the homework, can drop into school, you've got
the masculine and the feminine. That's why.
But two is always better than one.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying to you? So, so a lot of the times when I speak about the family, the reason why women are struggling is because you're doing it alone. It's always going to be harder when you're doing it alone. Like you don't have two incomes, and then on top of that, like if you have to go to work, sometimes you can get benefits, but if you work too much, it affects your benefits. So then now you become in that trap where you don't want to work too much, because if you work, it's going to affect you. All of these things are trap. Childcare is so expensive a week, so you can't afford to pay childcare because there's no grandparents at home, and you've moved away out of city, so you're not near your mum, so your mum can't look up. You see all of these things. Like when they say case of community, the reason you shouldn't have to pay childcare, they're supposed to be your partner's parents or your parents that's supposed to be helping. But when you take yourself away and you do a lot of these things, we start to have the problem. So a lot of the things I speak about is about going back. So we can't go forward till we go back. So when you talk about, but the girl's got trauma, I'll be like, okay. So what we're speaking about now is avoiding new traumas for new generations. Because if we don't, there's no point in saying, but people have trauma. I'll be like, okay, cool, we do. But let's work on our trauma and let's avoid trying to create any more future trauma. Don't you think?
Yeah, but people fear that so much. Like, it's the hardest thing in the world to go back and deal with all your own traumas, for sure. Like, it's very difficult.
Black Savage says women benefit from having male friends, but man them don't have the same benefits male friends want to smash. Like, tell me what benefit I have. Oh, let me not say that. I want to. What benefit do I have of you being my friend? Now, let me not put me in there, because what content creations. But what value do you really think you bring to your male friends' lives?
Because actually, thinking back with my boy mates, like, I would pay for dinner. Like, I would take my mates out just as much as they would me. It was very mutual. Okay. And I know you just said that a real man wouldn't let you do that, but I'm putting that in place because we are friends and it's going to be equal both sides.
No, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying. Listen, I want a woman to put her hand in her pocket and pay for me. I like when women pay because it's women only spend money on things they care about.
Yeah.
They do a woman, so it's for me. It's more a sign that she cares about me and she wants to put her money because men buy stuff for you is almost expected. If anything, a woman buys stuff. It's oh my god, she bought something. When a woman buys something for a man, we feel it don't have to be a lot. We feel so, especially when she thinks about the present that she's getting. It makes you feel completely different because we don't tend to be like that. Big up, A London, I see you. Let me read some chats. Beta male simp, cock maginas. When have you ever sided with a boy matter over your boyfriend? A friendship matter?
When have you ever sided with a boy?
Hey, hold tight, Jimmy, for making it out of the friend zone. Jimmy, you made it out of the friend zone, Jimmy. Big up Jim. Big up Jimmy Jam. Jimmy made it out of the friend zone. We like Jimmy. A lot of brothers be waiting to side in. They do, man. But you know what it is? A bunch of goal hangers. I call them goal hangers. You know, like football. They might just be waiting just for a tap in. That's it. They're a bunch of goal hangers. I hate them. Hit the like button, guys. Big up my guy Daniel. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Donate to the channel. Become a member. Click on notifications to get reminded when we go live. The everyday man you ignore 80% of the time is worthy of being your husband, but nah, he ain't tall enough, good looking enough, blah, blah, blah. That's how a lot of men feel. A lot of men feel like, and I feel like that as well, not for me, but I mean, most of the women, your men is right in front of you. He's right there. He's been there the whole time waiting for you. But a lot of you guys don't tend to see them until when you tend to see them.
But I think that's society as well. I think society's made women a certain way. Like they're looking for perfection, and perfection doesn't exist. And I think for a lot of women, if a guy doesn't tick every single box, they're not interested.
Yeah.
And probably vice versa with men, right?
Yeah, I think men are a little bit more simple. We want simple things. We want a woman that's in shape, a woman that's gonna trust our lead, and like most men are kind of simple. Women complicate things. Most men just kind of want simple things. I think women tend to want, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's where things start to happen. We all have roles, and we all have, regardless of what society's telling you, we all have roles, and we have over 200,000 years of recorded human history, as far as we know it. I'm sure you're going to tell me the world is older than that. No, I'm talking about.
Well, there's no one here to actually tell you that any of that's true because they're all dead. But anyway.
I'm saying, but we have 200,000 years of human civilization that's been recorded currently, and in the last 20 years, there's been a push to change some of the things. So we know it's always been safer to be two people and a family. It's always like having kids. Like the structure has always been there. But if you choose to do it by yourself, don't be surprised by the outcomes that you have. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect, okay? Nothing is perfect. Marriage is not perfect. Relationship is not perfect. But we're supposed to be doing this. Marriage was never about it. It's been about all different things throughout history, okay? But essentially, it was about the coming together two people, and the union of two families. It's a covenant with God, exchange of a store of family wealth. No matter how you want to look at it, if you try to do things alone, you will struggle a lot harder. And as men, we are by ourselves a lot of the times. Men struggle, men die alone. That is something that men have always done. There's a large proportion of men that will never procreate, never have any kids. They will die alone. All right, and that's a man's existence. Okay, and a lot of us are ready for that existence. But how many women are truly ready for that existence? And I don't think women truly understand. Men have always been on the streets. Okay, most of the people that you see sleep on the streets, homeless shelter, are men, right? But now things are going to change around where women are going to start finding themselves in scenarios where they are sleeping in the streets, scenarios where they are losing things because you're trying to do it alone because you want to be this. Nah, like we need each other. We are better off together. We are human beings. We are social. We are not supposed to be by ourselves. Like, it's not acceptable for men in their 30s and 40s to be single and childless, like, by themselves. Like, do you get me? It shouldn't be that way. But the reason why it's that way is because of the way it is. And I'll be real. Why would I have I sleep very well at night, knowing no one is blowing my baby mama's back out. Do you know how nice I sleep at night, knowing that there's not one guy there that's there clapping out the cheeks of my missus while my kids are next door. I sleep heavenly because this is a lot of people's realities, you know what I mean? And people are starting families, not finishing their families, then going and playing daddy for someone else's family, and then someone goes play daddy for your family.
Yeah, but everyone thinks the grass is greener, isn't it?
Why? Why is that?
Like, I think that's social media. I think it's society. I think social media has ruined a lot of people, a lot of lives because of what they put out there. Everyone's living a life to what they want and what they own, and they're actually missing the whole concept of connection is everything, and actually we're all searching for is the same thing, and that's love. Like, we are all searching for that.
You seem to have a lot of love inside of you, and you seem to have a quite, like, I don't know, like,
different,
quite different look. No, quite a rational look out on things. But these are the types of people that are supposed to bring life into the world. Do you understand? These are the types of people are supposed to teach. You're not supposed to be like, oh my God, no, because you're the people that raise the future leaders. Like, if you don't like the world, you don't say, oh, F the world. You make a change. Like, too many people say, oh, I don't like the way the world is, and da-da-da-da. So if you don't change it, like,
no, I get that. I get that. To implement change will bring change. I get that fully.
Yeah, no, but I'm not saying to go out there and just have kids, but I'm saying, well, you say, you know what? My children are going to be the kids that are going to change things. I'm going to raise them in a way that they're going to be so on point. They're going to know about everything. They're going to be so woke. They're not going to, the media's not, and then, you know what happens? Then you're raising the future people that are going to go out and change the world. But you don't say, you know what, the world stops for me. That's it. And I think it's a different type of mentality to have.
I do make you right with that, and a lot of people have said that to me, and I have also said that too. Like, our children are our future, and I do believe people like myself should be having children for sure. But I feel like right now I've got a purpose before I even consider that. It's not something I completely am going to write off. Definitely not. I mean, Jimmy have both said that, but right now in our lives, it wouldn't be right to do that.
No. Listen, I'm not trying to put. I'm just saying to you, whenever a woman says to me, because you have to understand, saying you don't want to have kids is very masculine. Because having kids is essentially, I don't want to be like your life. Don't be like, I mean, I sometimes be careful because I don't want to be like, it's your life's purpose. Like, there's more to being a woman than just having kids, of course. But at the same time, it goes against nature when a woman says, I don't want to have kids, because maternal nature and certain things, it's like, okay, so what does life look like? And for a lot of women that say they don't want to have kids, they have a Sex and the City outlook on life. It's gonna
which couldn't be further away from the truth for me, right? Because the reason that I don't want to bring children into the world right now is, one, because of everything I experienced as a child. Fine, I've learned how not to be from, people in my family, whatever. But actually, it's everything that's being taught in schools. It's the bigger picture. There's so much to it, and I think there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of damaged people having children and damaging those children.
So some women need to rehabilitate their feelings and outlook on life. Someone living in a fairy tale and reality. That's what Sinner says. Black Savage says 1 in 3 men have been sexless in the past year, or have been sexless their whole life. Men aged 18 to 30, even over 30. Are you surprised by that?
Let me read that again.
1 in 3 men have been sexless in the past year, or have been sexless their whole life.
3.
Yeah, are you surprised by that?
Yeah.
What? Why are you surprised? Tell me.
I some men have not had any sex their whole life.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, most men have not had sex within 6 months to a year. Large proportion of men.
Yeah, that's a bit mad. Considering what you know, like you think about men, right? They're like boasting about having sex with this many women. Like, yeah, it's that is a bit of a shock to me, to be honest.
Do you know what? Do you know why it's a shock to you, Chlo?
Right.
When you think about men boasting and the men, you think about the top 20% of men that have access to multiple women for their looks, for their height, for their stature, money, all types of different reasons that all reasons that women consider them to be attractive. Okay, so when you think about men, you always think about these men. You disregard all the other men that are down. So I want you to think about all the men you don't see. Now, and I just want you to think about it for a second. When you walk down the road, all the men you do not see.
Yeah.
And when you walk down Tesco's, when you're in Tesco's, all the men that you don't see the men that are stacking the shelves at the bottom. When you're in a petrol station and the guy that's filling up the little cashier guy. Think back now of all the men you don't see. Okay, these men are the men that we're talking about.
Yeah, but I would see those men as the ones that are in a relationship or something, or married.
Honey, I want you to think again. Think back to the guy that's stocking the shelves at the bottom, and because you don't think back.
I do, because I worked in Tesco's during lockdown.
Okay, so is everyone in Tesco's, all the junior workers, all the night stuff, all the guys that picking and packing, are they all in relationships and sleeping with all them guys?
Yeah, but then surely you could say the same about women.
No, but women control access to sex. So remember what I said to you about it's just a friend test. You can go out today and chat. Hey, chat. I need some honesty. Would anyone in the chat sleep with her if she said she wanted, like, you men? Then don't start. But I'm just
obviously Jimmy's gonna be like, yeah, me.
Yeah. Anyone in the chat, if she said she's
no, let's take me out.
Hold on a second. Do you know why? Because you control access to it.
But let's take me out of the equation and say
do you know why I don't want to take you out of the equation? Because it's not what I'm trying to say is you control it, yeah. So most men, if you said that you would give it, they would say yes. But in order for us to have sex with women, there has to be something about us. So this is one of the reasons why a woman with a high body count is a red flag, and men don't like it because it says to us she hasn't got any discernment and she can't close her legs. A man with a high body count, especially with quality women, it says that a lot of women like him, so he needs to have something about him, because you don't get to a high body count status as a man without having something that many women want to sleep with. But you can get to a high body count status like Bonnie Blue in 2 weeks, 122 guys, only because you say line up. If I say women line up, they're going to go and call police and say this guy is out there doing voyeurism.
Yeah, I get that.
So this is the difference.
But what about if you put a different woman into the equation and say someone that wouldn't she wouldn't be attractive to everyone? Like,
honey, my dear, there's a reason why fat women are always walking around with kids. There's a reason why and no guy next to them. Not all fat women, but a majority of fat women. Because guess what? They got fat breasts. They got big booties. You get me? Everyone knows that they're gonna be doing. Fat girls are gonna do things that girls like you won't do, because guess what? They don't get it as much as you do. But guess what? It's true. So when a fat girl, listen, at the end of the night, the man is picking up the fat girl, he's putting him in the car. But who's walking? He's not getting on one. He's not getting down on one knee. Look, shout out to all them Jamaican guys that breed up all the fat things. You get me? And like Jamaican guys love a fat thing. It's true. They love a fat white girl and they breed her up and then they create these pretty lights. But it's true. They never stay around though. They don't stay around. But a lot of these pretty lights, he goes mixed race. Go look at their moms. They look dead. You're like, raw. Who hit that? Some guy had to take an L for me to enjoy this beautiful specimen of a woman. But goddamn, bro, you had to hit. And that's what it is. So even fat girls get love. And one thing as men, I want this is to all the men out there. For all you men that having unprotected sex with fat women and shooting up the club, there's a reason that fat women don't abort their babies, okay? The reason why fat women don't do abortion is because they never know when someone's gonna be dumb enough to shoot the couple up again. So they're gonna have your baby. So all you men that think that you're gonna keep them as your dirty secret, and you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say to you, "Oh, don't worry about it." They're gonna say, "Oh, don't worry about it. You don't need to be a part of the." Fat girls never try to make man them a part of it. They don't care. They know they got what they want already. So women, it doesn't matter if she's fat. As long as she's a woman. Look how many of these OF girls are selling OF, and you're thinking, who the hell's paying this? Just because they're a woman. Talk to me. What do you think?
I mean, when it comes to women, there's a lot of men doing OnlyFans as well, right? But their audience is men.
Yeah. So
right.
I was about to say, so men, if you're doing OnlyFans, men are the biggest consumers of sex. Okay. So
Yeah.
if you want to do OnlyFans as a man, you have to know that a huge proportion of your audience is going to be gay men. Now, if you don't mind doing that, then that's up to you. But it's gay. 100%.
But I do get the whole thing with women. It doesn't really matter what you look like if you're unhealthy, fat, whatever, because there's an audience for everyone, isn't there?
Oh, hey, man is saying she can get the shaft, China. I asked him a question. See, you didn't want to, and I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to just say, listen, I want men to be honest, and I want to say, if she said to you, she's on smoke, are you on it? Do you get me? Because that's how, like, and then you like pick a different girl. It doesn't matter. The man, even if the man start capping, they'll be like, oh, no. But if he was to, no disrespect to you, if you should drop down and bust, men will take it, and some women will do that. You're not saying you will, but when men lie and say, "Oh, I wouldn't do that," I'll be like, "Yeah, right, man. Stop trying to no, take off the cape. Stop trying to say things for the women, like, you know. Get me? That's what I'm saying. Fat girls show you love and treat man good. Look, now, fat girls, they're like baby mamas. They got good snacks. They always got good snacks. The fat girls got the good snacks because they have to keep their energies up. Facts China. I love my BBWs. I would never wife up. See, look, man, okay, we're allowed to have a fetish. I can have a BBW fetish, yeah? Does not mean that I want to have babies or marry a BBW. Are you okay? Since when are we supposed to marry our fetishes? That's the whole point of people go to Amsterdam and do these things because they want to do things and they don't want to. It is a release. Some people go take drugs and they want to just take it for that moment. They don't want to be high their whole life. Do you get me?
No, I do,
So, for example, that's a fetish. A man can like BBWs and watch BBW corn and subscribe to BBW things, but in his personal life, he doesn't date BBWs. But then people say, "Oh, man, but you're not dating." It's like girls will say, "Oh, but he likes all these pictures." But that's what he must really like. No. That's what he likes to get off to. That's what he might, whatever. But he's not attracted to that. He wants you. Stop trying to be these women, these one night women versus the women that they wanted for a long time. So I just think sometimes people like.
It's been promoted, isn't it? Like, it's, again, social media is promoting people being obese. Like, that's a big problem again, I think, in society.
Look, Savage, the man them on transport are doing up mileage for the crutch. I'm reading the comments. Okay, man like Jimmy, we got Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy hit us with a paragraph. Hey, Jimmy the hubby. If you're attracted to Jimmy, if you're attracted to the same type of woman, you attract the same results, thus building up a resentment towards women. Look internally, look for something different, get different results. Oh, Jimmy, ain't that cute? Oh, Jimmy. Hey, you got the boyfriend in the chat. He is hitting us with the therapeutic messages. Jimmy, hey Jimmy, I'm gonna be nice to you, man. I'm gonna be nice to Jimmy. Thank you for that piece of poetry, Jimmy. Thank you for that piece of poetry. Look, preference and fetish are two different things, man. Nah, preference. No, they're same thing to me. Because your preference can be your fetish, and your fetish can be your preference. Sometimes but doesn't mean. So I'm saying your fetish can be your preference, but sometimes you gotta be like, God damn, I like it, but in real life it doesn't work. So I'm saying to you, in real life it doesn't work. So, okay, so I know there's lots of girls that date black men. They love that. You know what? I used to get surprised because you'd be like, There's lots of girls that date black men growing up, teens. And you see them now, they're married, they got to white men and they got kids and that. So I'm saying to you, even when they go outside or afterwards, women that have kids with white men will date black men, yeah? After they've like broken up with their guy. Now, her fetish was black men. Even it could have even been a fetish was black men, but she didn't want to marry one.
Yeah. Why? But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
She didn't want to have mixed race kids. She liked black men, but she's like, oh, I don't want to have black kids. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but it should be about the internal and not the external.
No, it shouldn't. She doesn't want to have black kids. She likes black men. Why does she? Why? Just because she's attracted to me, why does that mean she needs to have my kids?
No, but it shouldn't. That shouldn't. If you actually like someone, that shouldn't be.
No, but she doesn't. She fetishizes me. She does not like my. She doesn't care about my African culture. She doesn't want to raise my kids in how I was raised. She just likes me. Yeah, and she likes my attraction, and she wants to sleep. And I understand that. Why are we trying to fool? And this is the difference. People have to understand you don't. So now if I have a baby with her now, yeah, and then all of a sudden she doesn't want to take my kids to Africa. She doesn't care about the culture. She doesn't want to give them the names. That's because she fetishizes me. And
yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, of course.
And you can sleep with your
life.
Yeah, you can sleep with you can fetishize something and sleep with it. But on a long-term thing, how does that look? And I think this is a lot of times people, it's not, and this is why it takes more than just love. Love is not enough.
Yeah.
Because a lot of relationships break down because of cultural differences, you know?
Yeah, there's many reasons why relationships break down, but I don't believe that love is essentially the only thing. There's so many different elements to it.
My preference is petite, slim, and slim thick. My fetish is BBWs, MILFs, Cougars, and 304s. You get me? Wow! Oh, you might have really like. He says my preference is petite, slim, and slim thick, but my fetish is BBWs, MILFs, and Cougars, and 304s. Basically, and this is what the man is saying. The man is saying, when I'm looking for a relationship, that little petite, slim, slim thick, I don't want to. But when I'm outside, I'm trying to get myself a BBW, a Cougar, or 304. Now. Cougars he wants to get the older women because the older women are easy and the Cougars are easy and the 304s are easy. Basically, he said, I keep a 3 easy roster on rotation, any one of those. And this is how men, and you know, you should be grateful when men speak like this, Chloe, because you get to see a little bit into the chat. They're like, listen, this is what you know. That's like, I mean, you ain't gonna wife your fetish. Nah, you ain't gonna work. But some men get caught up in the fetish is so good. This is what I'm trying to say. Man, they get caught up in the fetish, and then they think. So, for example, just because she's got a bad body and she looks good and does all these things, and you end up getting with her, and it's just a baby. Now she's telling you that she wants to bring up the child in a certain type of way, and it's because you was a fetish. If you was a preference, she might have preferred to bring it up in the culturally in your direction. Because it's just a fetish. It was nothing more than a carnal instinct.
So you're saying fetish, but I would say that's lust, right?
Yeah, fetish and lust, same stuff.
Right, yeah.
Hold on. Black Savage says, them fetishes I just mentioned ain't never getting wifed up, not by me, of course. Other mans can, but not me, you heard? Okay. I'm just reading, I'm just trying to get, because the man I'm talking, I can't lie, I'm joining the passport bros movements. European women are done. Finished, colors. So the man, have you heard of passport bros? You heard about that?
Nah.
Let me give you a little bit education. So passport bros is a movement, and essentially it's American. It just says that look, men are tired of dealing with the Western women, and you know they're dealing with the masculinity, their inability to submit. So men are getting their passports, so they're going across the world, to Colombia, Dominican Republic, or Africa, all different parts across the world. And then they basically using their passport and getting women and going where they can appreciate where women are more feminine. And that's kind of the movement that's going on. So men are like
traditional, right?
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Well, I do think there's a lack of traditional women now. I think it's a completely different world that we live in. Exactly that. That's why I don't believe that it's the world that we used to live in. Like, although I believe there's a much bigger agenda going on behind everything right now.
Do you consider yourself to be a traditional woman? Well, I mean, I mean,
in ways, yeah.
I mean,
A lot more
unless
than a lot of people.
yeah, more than a lot of people. Okay, I was gonna. I mean, yeah, yeah. You're okay. You're not bad, but you need, yeah.
To have
What's
babies, basically, is what you're going to say.
We say?
You need to have babies.
How did you know I was gonna say that?
Yeah, obviously.
I was like, yeah, that makes you positional. What's Jimmy saying? Man, like Jimmy, you've been attracting the same type of woman if you're going for bottle brasses and head toe in designer. What you're expecting? Hey, Jimmy. All external, he says. Big up the passport bros. Mainly Asia, South America is where the passport bros be flying out to. Yeah, definitely. It's mad the ratio of men to women in the United Kingdom is madness. These women gonna struggle to find a man next few years. Let me just read some chats. Jimmy says to say all women is down to your own experience, so you need to change something to get out of the cycle. Jimmy, I think I think your opinion is slightly skewed because your missus on here, but we'll let you have that. We'll let you have
I
that.
don't think it is.
Listen, Jimmy, you was in a
Let's
friend
be
zone
real.
for 7 years. Look, we'll let you have your moment in the sun to get me. We will, because I'm happy for you guys. But the whole idea is this is bigger. Men have, it's not just about my experiences or the men in the chat. This experience is something that's, the reason why we're on the platforms and having these conversations, and you'll see, is because people pulling in, and it's because this thing is real. And men just want wives, and they want families, and they want to go to work and provide. Like, that's just what men want, and we just want to get back to the things. Really, essentially, just get back to basics and get all this rubbish that's kind of clouded everything. You know what I mean? Thrown into it. So, and when we speak to women, I always try to speak to women in a way that, in an honest, direct way, that maybe men haven't spoke to you before. Specifically, if you don't have brothers or if you don't have certain people around you, then we try to just give you that knowledge and just be like, look, this is kind of where it is, and then we have these conversations so other men can say their point, and we get to a general consensus, and that is just, we just want better family and better community.
Yeah, but what do you think's changed in this day and age?
Oh my God, there's so much. What?
Go on.
It's the family unit, Chloe. I've said this.
But there's more to it than just that, isn't it?
No, it's not. No, it's the family. It is so bad. Oh, of course, there's more to it. Yes. To say it's just a family, no, it's multifaceted. But yes, it is. It is the family. Without the family structure, without the family. The basis of a good home is the basis for everything in life.
I agree.
If a child is struggling and fight, if a child has, if you haven't got a good home, you can't even study, you can't do anything. A good, solid, a home is the foundation. Without that, it's the foundation that sets you up. Having two parents that you can look and aspire to be, that love each other, that show each other love, that not shouting, is one of the. Listen, it shapes you.
But do you not also believe that it's to do with what's being put out there in the world? So, like, what we're eating, what we're watching, what we're listening to.
Yes, of course.
Everything that we're consuming.
Yes, 100%. But before that happens, we start with how we raise, and child learns. So whatever the child consumes is based upon you. Before the outside world, you can influence your child to a certain degree, and then before you send them out in the outside world, and then give them the tools. So I definitely agree that, of course, there's outside factors. There's there's music, there's film, there's platforms, there's TV, there's government, there's initiatives, there's propaganda, there's all manner of types of things that are going on. We could talk about, but it still doesn't negate or take away responsibility from us as individuals and communities about raising productive people that are going to go into the community and help others. Like if I have a daughter, I'm going to raise her to be a wife and to be a respectable woman. So your son that you raise your son, raise him to be a husband and to treat women right and to whatever. So then when they can get together and then they can get married and then they can have a good family. But
they've got the foundation.
No point me raising a good daughter and then your son turns out to be an arse and just makes her into a baby mother and then leaves her. Or there's no point no point you raising a good man. Then he picks a woman that just wants to just all of a sudden just wake up one day and say, oh, I'm tired of this, and then breaks up the family because she thinks that, because as long as that happens, it's failing. It takes a collective effort, and that's why I always talk about the community, because we can speak about all the problems we want to speak about until we speak about how kids are being raised and the hypersexualization of kids, all these types of things that we speak about, the different things which keep coming to play. Unless we can address that, then all we're ever trying to do is put a band-aid on a gunshot wound. Like you're trying to, and it's the same thing I speak about with the crime and the knife crime and the stuff. If Richie Sunak and the government can't do nothing other than discipline your kids. Yeah. You have to raise your kids in the community not to go out there to pick up the knives and to handle things in different, because if you don't, then all the government can do is react to it. And what they will do, if you don't discipline your kids, they'll discipline them, and the way they'll throw years at your kid. And so you either raise your kids right, or the government will. And if they do, it's not going to be the same for them,
Yeah, of course. No, I fully agree with that.
So like, I just know, man. I think you have. I like a lot of your outlook on how you look at things, and I think these conversations do. I hope I've been able to make you think a little bit more.
Yeah, cool. You too, eh?
No, I hope I've been able to make you think a little bit more. And yeah, have you ever? I haven't asked you. Have you ever considered OnlyFans? Have you ever done OnlyFans? Like, have you ever done?
No, I've never considered OnlyFans, and I never will.
We always got to ask those questions, because they'll be like, I don't know OnlyFans. People like, I started OnlyFans, it didn't work.
No, but look, it's really difficult, because obviously going on that podcast and being with the girls on there, like, I understand how people can fall into it, and I understand that different circumstances can lead people to do things that they don't necessarily think that they would feel comfortable doing, and they're kind of forced into it. But the bigger picture is you can always get a job that isn't selling your body. Like, you don't have to go down that path in life, and you can earn a lot of money doing other things. Like, there's loads of different jobs in the world.
Okay. So, Chloe, we hit the 2-hour mark. I feel like it's been a good stream. I think we spoke a lot. I got I didn't realize we were gonna go forward, but it's because I didn't know you, so it was good for you to open up a little bit. I could have gone a little bit deeper, but I didn't want to do that today.
Another day, hey?
Yeah, I'm definitely. You know what it is? I got so much more to ask you, but I'll save it for now. I'll save it. I'll save it. I don't like to cook up too much, but shout out to Jimmy though. Big up Jimmy, man. Jimmy, the boyfriend Jimmy. He has been in the chat. He's been active. He's been active. He's been, he's been active. Someone says, "Damn, I'm late." Yes, you are late. You're 2 hours late. Technically, you're 2 hours late. Over 2 hours late, and the stream is, get me. Stream's ending. She love to pull up when the stream ends and start talking about, no. It's Bank Holiday Sunday. We had Indigo girl, aka Chloe Lawless, and she didn't break any laws tonight. I know she didn't break no laws. She might have broke a few hearts, a few OnlyFans hearts with the realness, but that's really about where it is. Chloe, tell people where they can find you. What's your social media at, man?
Indigo girl _X.
And what can people expect? What can people expect to come from for you?
So I am actually starting my own podcast in the next, I'll say month, but it should be sooner. On TikTok, it's Lawless Logic. So that's where my content will mainly be.
Lawless Logic.
Life.
And what can we expect from you? What type of stuff can we expect from you?
So I think it's probably, I'm going to steer away from like the OnlyFans conversations. Like, I would have people on it to have deeper chats regarding their lives and all the rest of it, but it's more about getting people on there and understanding where they've come from to where they are now. People interest me, so yeah, it's just going to be open dialogue, and I'll be speaking about, like ADHD, relationships, friendships. So it'll be a wide range of different topics.
Okay. Sounds like you get what? You're gonna get me on there, yeah?
Yes, I'll get you on.
Okay, cool. Guys, I just wanted to say a big thank you to Chloe for pulling up tonight. And I want to thank everyone else as well, like all of our friends that pulled into the live stream. We appreciate all of you guys. Like, shout out to our mod gang, Daniel. He's put up the hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate donations that come in when we live and also off air as well. And I see Cam's in the chat. Cam, you need to turn on notification bells. I keep telling everybody, turn on notification. That little bell, just turn it on. Like the video and turn it on. It means that you will always know when I go live, because that way you don't ever have to feel as if you're you know what I mean? Well, I want you to always look at my stories and that, but when you've got the notification bell, it will let you know when I set up the stream, and then it'll also let you know when I go live, so you can't miss it. Because, pulling up 2 hours later and saying, oh, I missed it. I'm like, where was you, man? I did, but I just got home, she says. Okay, well, you should have been watching it on your phone while you was on the roads. You should have been like that. What was you doing? You wasn't. Chloe, she didn't take this serious. Tell Cam she needs to take this. We had Chloe on tonight.
Don't be promoting her to drive and watch her phone.
Nah, I don't know what she's doing. Well, I mean, she put it.
Do catch up.
You don't even got to put it. Just what's the word? Just listen. Put in an audio. That's all you have to do. Chloe, would you like to ask me anything? I always say to everybody, would you like to ask? Is anything you'd like to ask me?
I think we've covered a lot, don't you?
Yeah, no, I just always give everybody an opportunity if there's anything they want to ask or anything. But you're good, yeah?
Yeah, all good. Thank you.
Good, thank you, guys. We want a big thank you to Chloe Lawless. Like I said, make sure you go check out her stuff. She was on the recent Sinners podcast with me as well, and she just did an episode on cancel culture podcast as well. So make sure you go check that out, and yeah, give her a follow. All right, Chloe.
Anna, see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Bye.
Big up Chloe. Big up Chloe. Hey, Black Savage said she did good still. She did do good, man. Chloe, she didn't do bad. She did good, man. Big up Chloe, man. Big her up. Shout out to all the gang. Yeah, man. Good Chloe, man. Big up Chloe. Everyone shout out to Chloe, man. Give her a shout out. She did a good conversation. She opened up. Big up Jimmy too, man. Hey, the boyfriend was in the chat. He was holding it down, man. That's how you have to hold it down. The boyfriend was in the chat and he was holding it down. The boyfriend was in the chat and he was holding it down. So we definitely appreciate that guy, man. We definitely appreciate that when he came through. And look, listen, it's not everyday OF girls. Sometimes it's women that oppose OF. So I'm saying to you, sometimes it is. And she worked in construction. Ban OnlyFans working construction. Ban OnlyFans working constructions, man. So I'm saying to you, man. So she's a good woman there, man. And we want to try to highlight good women. She had, you know what it is? She had been through a few stuff, but she's been through some stuff, but I'm glad that she come through it and she's got she's got a good guy there that's supporting her. And my boy, listen, Jimmy, you was in the friend zone for 7 years, bro. 7 years she had you on ice in the friend zone, and now you're not in the friend zone. My brother, I beg you, heat it up over there, okay? She's talking about no kids. We don't want to hear that stuff over here. We want a really happy ending over there, man. So Jimmy, you know what to do. Shut up the club. Don't even tell her. I know. I'm joking. I'm joking, guys. Please like the video, man. Subscribe to the channel to become a member. Turn notification bell so you never miss an upload. We will be going back alive tomorrow night. Do you get me? I got my girl Denalva coming on tomorrow night. I think Denalva's gonna pull up, man. You know Denalva, man. You've seen her, man. Listen. One thing about Denalva is she definitely got a lot to say. You've seen her on Pearl Show. She know Andrew Tate. She on Fresh and Fit. She got kicked off Fresh and Fit, Brazy. But I think she's gonna pull up tomorrow night. So make sure if you don't want to miss that, man. You don't want to miss that. Denalva. She definitely got a lot to say, and you guys are gonna wanna, you know what I mean? I know she's gonna trigger the man. Them. She definitely gonna. She triggers me all the time. Like, so she definitely, if she triggers me, she's gonna trigger you 100%. Yeah, look, man says, oh, her. Man says, oh, her. Man says, yo, don't worry, we're going to get her in, though. We're going to get her in there. So, guys, like the video, please. Turn notification bell so you don't miss an upload. A big thank you to Chloe. A big thank you to everyone that pulled in. To all the new people, guys, subscribe to the channel, turn notification bells. And we are, I'm the Man's Voice.